What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 4 of Rogue Agent Radio, a podcast dedicated to all things Tom Clancy's The Division. I'm your host, Boomslangg. Joining me, as always, is the spreadsheet guru, DeepFriedDave. What's up, Dave? How you doing?
I couldn't be better tonight, Boom. How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, doing pretty good.
Good. I haven't been this great since 2003, brother.
Really?
It's going to be tough for me to do this podcast because I am on an adrenaline high right now as the Cubs are going to the Division Series champions. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Well, I don't know anything about baseball, but all I know is the Cubs have not been there in a long time or whatever. They haven't won They haven't won the Super Bowl of baseball in forever, so that's all I know.
They haven't even gotten to the Super Bowl of baseball since 1945.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
So
that's pretty bad.
So to get there is one thing, but so they haven't even got. So this will be the championship. This is the finals. So this the next series is the finals, and then it's the championship game. So last time we were in the finals was 2003, and we were 4 outs away, and then something infamous happened that we don't even want to talk about, and we don't even care anymore. But that was my last memory of the postseason. So we've been to the postseason once, but it was 3 games and out. So lots of good stuff going on right now. Yeah.
Hopefully it'll end better for you this time.
Yeah, yes, it'll be ending better. Right, I'm ready.
And our co-host is the military badass BlessedDoom. How's it going, Doom?
Oh, pretty good, man. I actually jumped in and did some Iron Banner today and actually won some matches.
No way.
I actually did pretty good. I stayed positive. I even got a 2.18 or something in one of the matches. I have no idea what's happening.
So
no thorns in last word.
Do you not PvP that much?
No, I'm not a PvP guy. I'm pretty. I mean, I'll jump in and do it every now and then, but I'm pretty much a straight PvE. Raids, strikes, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Same here. I think for me, that's where I do best in Destiny. Like, I am not good at Destiny PvP, and typically I'm pretty good at PvP games. Like, I come from Battlefield, and I don't normally say I'm very good at games, but I was decent at Battlefield. Like, I normally held like a 2.2 to 2.3 kill death ratio, and I was run and gun. Like, I did not take it easy. I was balls to the wall. I was going in there, guns a-blazing, trying to take out as many people as I could before I died. And sometimes I got lucky and I killed everybody. Yeah. And then I just go and take out everybody else.
Is that still, like, when you say run and gun in Battlefield, is that still, like, slower pace, though? Compared to like a Destiny run and gun, you know what I mean? It's just not like you can go run and gun in Destiny and you're just close quarters, you're 5 feet away the whole time. Is it the same way in Battlefield, or it just seems like it stretches out further?
Depends on which maps you're playing in. Like the maps are bigger, so it's definitely, you can run into people that are a lot further away. But typically, you can get in pretty close. The maps are wide open, but then they have areas of the maps that are like just straight up close quarters. Like, you could play a shotgun only on almost all of the maps and do pretty well. Okay. There's 1 or 2 that you would have to stay in one area if you were going to be effective with a shotgun, but for the most part it's a good mixture, and that's what I love about Battlefield. It's like there's something for everyone pretty much. There's long range, short range, everything in between. And speaking of Battlefield, let's go ahead and bring up Star Wars Battlefront. Did either of you guys play the beta?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, I jumped in for a couple of games and realized that it looks great, and the sound.
It is a gorgeous
I mean,
game.
there's Star Wars happening all over that game. I jumped in there.
I had the biggest nerd boner. It was not even funny. I was like, oh. Yep. Did you ever get to fly a TIE fighter?
I did not.
Oh man.
You said,
like, I'm not even that biggest of like a Star Wars like nerd or whatever. But and I like Star Wars, but I got into that TIE fighter. I was like, holy crap. Like, I got goosebumps. I was flying. It's like, this is awesome. This is all I want to do all day. And then you shoot it, and you're like, this is even better. I mean, it's straight up. I mean, it's Star Wars. There's no joke about it. They went all out. Yep. You can tell they put a lot of heart into the sounds and the models and just it feels like Star Wars. Yeah. It feels like you're actually playing a game in the movie.
Even
to
the
say
way
it one more time, Doom. I want to repeat it for you.
Yeah.
You said there was just Star Wars happening all over the place. I love that.
Yeah, I mean
that just encapsulated the whole. I haven't seen it, so that was the picture right there. That's all I need, brother.
Yeah, I mean it really is though. You get in there and you got the sounds, and even the way the stormtroopers move when you shoot them and they fall down. They fall down like guys in suits in the movie. They fall down like bad actors fall down.
Yeah.
You know,
I like when you shoot them too, like the sparks fly off of them like they do in the movies too, you know. It's so cool. It really is. I had a ton of fun playing that thing. Like I seriously don't even think I really had that many bad experiences playing it. I never had any glitches, I never had any bugs. Now, I mean, I think it was a little unbalanced. Like did you play Walker Assault or did you play Drop Zone?
I did both of them. I was definitely better at the Drop Zone because on Walker Assault I was on the Rebel side, and it's almost impossible. Yeah. I mean,
if you don't have a good team, you're going to lose every time.
Right, and it looks good, it feels good, and it sounds good. I don't know if it's for me because I'm not a PvP guy. Like I really want to be into this game, but I really wasn't good at it. I jumped in and just got destroyed. It's like, ooh, I'm alive. Look, lasers, and hey, there's Darth Vader. Ah, I'm dead. You know.
Did you guys see the one gif of this guy was shooting at Luke Skywalker, and some guy was commenting over it. He was like, "Oh, look at this guy. He's going straight for the Jedi Master. He's shooting at him. Oh man, he's gonna super jump away. He's with a jetpack, you know. He's like, he super jumps away right between the giant walker, and here comes Luke Skywalker, and then the AT-AT steps on Luke. He's like, oh my gosh, he just squashed the Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. I was like, it was hilarious. It was the funniest thing, and it's stuff like that. That was. But yeah, if you're not a PvP guy, I could see how it could be a little refreshing because there's a ton of stuff going on all at once.
Yeah, if they end up taking that engine and doing another like single player campaign or even a co-op campaign, you know, PvE style, I'll definitely be into that.
Yeah. Well, I think if you got in there with a bunch of Resolute guys, I think it could be pretty fun. Like I went in there, I only played with friends once.
Yeah.
And I played with Manigator and a couple other guys, and it was funny because like whenever I play with Manigator, I always he's always in the lead. I just went in there, was like, all right, well, Manigator's just gonna blow everybody out of the water, and I went in there and I was getting the most kills every round. I was like, what is going on? It was funny, but I think it's just that history of Battlefield. Like it plays very similar to how Battlefield plays, but it's Star Wars. It's not a reskinned Battlefield, but their shooting mechanics and things like that I just caught on to really quick, and so I did pretty good in that game. I'm gonna be honest, when the beta ended I had a KD of 2.98.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like pure rape. When I played Drop Zone, I would have like 40 kills normally, and then the next guy below me would have like 15. I don't even know why I got so many kills. I was like, well, are these people not playing? Or are they not shooting at people or what? But when you get the right combination of the jetpack and the grenades, like it was pretty lethal.
Nice.
But anyways, move on to what we're all about. If in case you didn't know, Rogue Agent Radio is your podcast headquarters for the Division discussions, news extractions, and agent trust issues. You can find us on iTunes and Podbean by searching Rogue Agent Radio, where we'll post the show every other Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the reason we do it every other Monday is because there's not enough info to really talk about right now. So synchronize your watches accordingly, and if you're feeling generous, leave us a review and let us know what you think. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Rogue Agent Radio for all the latest on the show and up-to-date news on the Division. So with that in mind, let's jump into the news. And one of these days, I'll have a neat little soundbite to go here. I'll just play the sound out in my head right now, but I don't have anything. So you guys can just bear with me. And I wanted to bring up Robbie from Open World Games. Got some information that there might possibly be Melee might return to the game. Yeah, because they took it out of the game. In case you guys.
So he got some inside scoop that they're actually thinking about it, or?
He said that there were some people, I think at EGX or some other conference, someone asked him about it, and they hinted. I can't remember exactly.
Okay, so
he talked about it in his video. So it was hinted that they would be bringing it back because a lot of people wanted it.
Hey, that's enough. That's enough to assume it's going to happen for me.
Yeah, I would think so, because if they listen to the community as much as they do, I wouldn't be surprised if they put it back in. Yeah. And the reason they took it out is because the playtest that they have, people would just use melee and just run up to people and kill them because it was a one-hit kill. Mm-hmm. So they ended up doing that more than they would participate in gunplay, and I don't think they like that. So, but I think if they balance it, then there's no reason that melee shouldn't come back. Right?
Yeah, there definitely should be some sort of melee in there. You know, nothing that's overpowered, but if you get close enough, I really think that you should have some sort of offensive/defensive way to, melee, your enemy. Either push them back, kick them, butt stroke, jab them with the barrel, something,
I want brass knuckles and just punch them right in the face. Be like, back off of me, mofo. Get out of my face.
Go old school with it.
How crazy would that be if they had different, if you could customize your brass
gangs
knuckles?
Of the division.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You see them, they're just clinking their brass knuckles together and walking into the dark zone.
All I want is 2 words: tactical tomahawk.
Oh, there you go, man.
I want to
you
be able to throw it.
Combat axe. See, we were just talking about you weren't that big of it, so you didn't get into Black Ops that much, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, there's a combat axe. I have a affinity for. I'll pick any class that has a throwing weapon. So the combat axe and I were married when I played Black Ops. So I'm right there with you. I'll sling them all around like a lumberjack if you give me a tomahawk like that.
Nice.
Didn't Modern Warfare 2 have that too?
Yeah.
Or was that a throwing knife?
Well, there was the combat axe came in Black Ops 2, I believe, but they had that was the first time it was an axe. I think it was throwing knives.
Okay.
Before that.
I think it was throwing knives.
I've actually talked to a lot of tier 1 operators like Delta and SF guys, and they actually carry a lot of them on their body armor. They have what's called a Sayok Winkler Hawk, a Sayok Winkler Tomahawk, and it's this crazy. If you go look it up, it's a SAYOC Winkler Hawk, and it's this crazy freaking handmade tomahawk. And they're super expensive, but if I could get one of those in game, yeah.
Oh, well, Boom, you tweeted out something once. Wasn't there a picture of one? We need to see. Doom, have you seen that picture? Wasn't there some game art or something that shows it on his back?
Yeah. So here's the thing. There was there's the picture. I think it's supposedly the official box art, and on the back, the guys have 3 different backpacks, and on one, there is what looks like a tactical tomahawk attached to his backpack. Now, whether it's just cosmetic and for looks, or whether it's something that's an actual item in the game, no one knows and no one can really confirm. But if they're going with the realism that they keep talking about, and the backpacks, supposedly backpacks play different roles. Like they're in gear slots, so I don't know if you equip a backpack with an axe, or I don't know. I mean, who knows? But there definitely needs to be melee of some sort.
Yeah, weren't you saying that there was something, like what's in there right now? Like whenever you played it, there was some sort of move?
What did you call it, Dave? Like a schoolyard
Oh, yeah,
push?
like the high school, get off me, bro,
Yeah.
And I said that before the whole Destiny emote thing came out today. I'll just tell you that. You guys can attest to that. But it's like, get off me, bro, and you just like the little light shove.
Yeah, that's what it is. They said they put that in there because they want, if you get up that close to someone, they want you to just push them away from you so you can shoot them, And I don't know about you, Doom, since you were in the military, but if you got up face to face with someone in a gunfight, you're not gonna hey, back up so I can shoot you. You're gonna be like,
no.
Here comes the knife. Here comes the here. Eat the butt of my gun. This is what's gonna happen.
Right. Well, what we would do, say that we were entering and clearing buildings, it's all about forward momentum. You go in and you don't stop. So if there's somebody in your way, and if they're that close, you're probably not going to butt stroke them, honestly, because that's a lot of movement. You're going to just jab the barrel of your gun right in their chest, or you're going to kick them, and knock them into the center of the room or something. You're going to just hit them as hard as you can and get them down right away. So you're just gonna, because when we're moving through, especially whenever we would, blow a door and enter a room, we're moving in there like a freight train,
right?
So a little like shove or something, that's
excuse me, coming through.
Yeah, I think there should at least be some sort of knockdown mechanic, like if you do a kick like a Dead Island style kick, and just hit them with it and knock them down or something. There should be something. Yeah.
Something that does a little bit of damage. It doesn't have to be a one-hit kill. It doesn't even have to be a two-hit kill. Just something that it does enough damage that you don't feel like it was worthless getting up close to someone, but it doesn't do enough damage that's what you default to anytime you get into a close quarters combat.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Like a little bit of damage, maybe some knockdown, maybe a stun or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it's my responsibility as a professional podcast journalist to tell them what they should do, so that's what I'm going to tell them right now.
Here we go.
Okay, so there's a balance of the game issue. I agree with that. There's a time to kill. It's an RPG. You play an RPG right now, you're not going to go up and take down some bullet sponge boss, so I get that there's an issue, but this is a different type of game, going for a realistic shooter style RPG. So I agree that there should be something in there, but I do believe that there's a balance issue. So here's the thing I was talking about the other day is the more, I guess, if there's a way to make a melee more effective, whatever it is, I haven't figured out that point, more effective depending on the level of health that they have. So say they're at 100% health and you go up and smack them once, or whatever it is, try to knock them down. It's not very effective. But if they have under 20% health, maybe that's a stealth. Maybe that's just a takedown altogether. But just something that balances it out, so you don't have like what you were saying, just running around punching everybody. But if you do get to the point, I think we talked about it before. If it takes you a clip and a half to put somebody down, and you get a full clip into them, and they're down to 30% health, and you're out. You can't just run up and push them away a little bit, if it takes that much ammo. So something to help you finish off something, I think would be a good idea. Or if it was on a cooldown, a skill itself. I know there's a lot of skills in the game to choose, but yeah, so I think that something is there, and the balance is definitely something that needs to be figured out. But there is a solution. I just don't think it's running up and just repeatedly stabbing somebody.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of takedowns when they're below a certain point of health. That would make really cool. You can have really cool kill animations like that.
Yeah.
You can have different ways you get up close to someone. Be like, all right, finishing moves or something. But it would need to be balanced out by health percentages. How low they get, and then it could make for some cool team interaction. You'd be like, all right, let's shoot this cleaner, get him down to 10% health, and then Doom, you run in there behind him, and then get your sweet animation or whatever.
Kind of like Witcher style, like where he would have a cool little animation right as you get the final blow.
Right, exactly. Okay. All right, well, I just want to see what you guys thought about that. So with that, let's go ahead and move into the topic of the week. For this topic of the week, we're going to talk about one of our favorite things, the Dark Zone. Or as I like to say it, I was thinking about it earlier. You've seen Finding Nemo. It goes, okay, kids, the Dark Zone. Okay, kids, the Dark Zone. The only reason I thought about that is because my daughter has been watching Finding Nemo like every single day, nonstop. Yeah. All I hear is Nemo?
No.
Nemo? Nemo? No, Nemo. No, Nemo. Anyways, a little bit of information about the Dark Zone. Dark Zone is the Division's only PvP arena that you can enter and fight other players, but it's very unique. So, Dave, tell us exactly what makes the Dark Zone PvP area unique from other games.
Would you like a little bit of history or lore on what the Dark Zone is and where it's at?
Hit us with it.
Okay.
What we got?
I started writing down some notes, and then I found a better version that I'm going to use from Joker Unique. He'd put someone had asked this question to him, and he'd put a response up in something that he had posted on Division Agents. He's a whiz
guy.
when it comes to Division, so I appreciate everything that he does for the community. But so I'm going to use his explanation. Mine has 17 bullet points, and it probably won't flow as well as his.
Yeah, we do have a time limit.
Okay, so what is the Dark Zone? The Dark Zone is an area of Manhattan which was once the quarantine zone where the military put the sick into quarantine and tried to find a cure. As the power went out, they lost control and had to evacuate the whole area and left the best equipment and the only way to find a cure behind. It has now become a haven for the Rikers and the Cleaners, a couple of the enemy factions, as well as players looking to complete missions or kill other players to obtain the best loot that the military has left behind.
Pretty good. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, I mean,
if I had a detailed list to read off like you just did.
Yeah, that was a well-written paragraph. Mine was like 18 bullet points. So,
right. Yeah, it brings it. Yeah, it ties it all together exactly what it is. It's an area in the middle of the map.
So
where
that's
the
background of it.
Concentrated out of control. Yeah, and then everything got out of control. So that's where all the best loot is, and that's where you're gonna go in and try to get it. Like I said, it's the only PvP area. But the cool thing about it is, it's not like you don't have to join a lobby to go into it. You don't have to, say get a fire team together, whatever, go into a separate server. It's in the map that you would explore. And so you load into your map, you run around and explore. You see this big wall, you see a little area that you can climb over and go into it. Then that's how you enter the Dark Zone. You just climb over the wall, go in, you're automatically connected to the server, and you can be either attacked from other players, you can be attacked by AI enemies because it's PvP blended with PvE. There's going to be quests, there's going to be vendors in there who accept only Dark Zone currency. We don't know anything more about that other than there is currency specifically for the Dark Zone. And you're not inherently against the other players in the Dark Zone. You can, when you look at them, it says non-hostile agent, and to me that's what makes it really unique. Like, you don't have to go in there and be like, all right, time to shoot everybody. It's like you go in there, be like, check this guy out. He's looking at you, you're looking at him, and you never know what's going to happen. Is this guy going to shoot at me? Is this guy going to help me? What's going to go on? And there's a risk versus reward, because with the loot in the Dark Zone, it can be stolen, basically, because it's not yours. Like, when you take it, it's not. It's, how do they phrase it exactly?
It's not personal loot. So like right. Personal loot is, I kill someone. We're in a firefight in PvE. All three of us, and we're in a firefight and shooting some AI, and they all drop something. Well, I see him drop a legendary. You see him drop epic. You see him drop an epic and a rare. Doom sees a rare. So, and that's all our personal stuff, so we can't take each other's stuff. Right. So in the Dark Zone, that doesn't happen anymore. So if you shoot an AI guy, or you shoot another squad, another division agent in another squad, quote unquote friendly, if they drop something, it's up for grabs. It's not nobody. Oh, yeah. It's not us three one of us could grab it, and it's just yours. It's not one for everybody. So, yeah, that's part of it.
That's gonna make it like who knows?
I know
what's gonna happen. That's where the whole agent trust issues comes from in the little intro motto there. Because if you're even in the same squad, you can leave the squad, turn on your friends, and then take all their loot. Yeah. Like, if you're watching one of the videos, like, that's what a guy does. Like, that is such a dick move. Like, either of you do that, like, it's going to, like I said, there's going to be some trust issues. So it makes total sense when you see where this stems from. It's not just, there's just trust issues. That's kind of a weird thing to say. Well, it makes sense when you understand the whole rogue agent thing, which we'll get into here a little bit more. So
in the lore of the Division, is it are all of the different agents kind of sleeper cell agents? Like they don't all know each other. They're just kind of activated on their own. So that's why they would just encounter each other and fight. Like that's how it makes sense in the game world.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's why they're not inherently against each other. Like they're not enemy factions against each other. They're just different agents, all supposedly trying to achieve the same goal of taking back the city. Yeah. So if you meet each other, you're your own governing body, basically.
Yeah. And what they haven't really alluded to, is my understanding, is that they haven't.
That's up to you.
Really mentioned why these agents would do this. Right, so if you're all sleeper cell agents and you just meet, why wouldn't you just like high five each other and be like, "Hey, I got more on my team," So they haven't really said why there's a division of the division.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of I'm actually pretty excited about this type of PvP. Like I said earlier, I'm not normally a PvP guy, but I'm actually really interested in this style.
Yeah. So let's move into loot, because the loot is pretty unique in the division, like we were saying. How it's different loots, and we have a listener mail. You can send in your listener mail, just like Erica from Brazil. She asks, is there a limit of items to be loaded into the Dark Zone? Is it possible to obtain items from our partners if we need? Thanks, Erica, for sending that in. I don't really know. Here's the thing. Here's a video. There's a video that shows a guy, when he extracts, you see some numbers pop up on his back, and they have like inventory slots, like 0 of 32, shows some currency, and then it shows like 0 of 6. And I think that is, when it shows that 0 of 6, that's your Dark Zone loot inventory, basically, like your max storage, that you can have 6 Dark Zone items, or what is it, contaminated items. So that's what I would assume is that that's what those slots are for. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, and I'm not. Are you seeing that on the pack? Is that what you're saying? You see the pack and it says 006?
Yeah. There's a little like I don't know what.
Yeah,
it is.
No,
just
that
a display that shows it.
That's my understanding too, because I think that's supposed to be, and I can't remember if you can see it to that range, but like if you were looking to knock off somebody that has loot, that's the indicator, right? You see that yellow pack on their back. So I don't know. I know in that extraction video it shows that, but are you the only one seeing it? Yeah, probably, like how to the level extent. But I would guess that same thing. I mean, you can't be expected to haul out like a cartoon-sized bag of loot, And for those that, I don't know, that we really didn't go over extractions yet, but just we'll talk about it, I guess. But a real quick part of this, or I think where the question might be coming from partially, is that maybe you only have those 6 slots because the loot does need to be extracted in a certain way. You can't just walk it out. So what I'm saying is that you couldn't extract 37 items if you had them. You that's probably okay. You get max 6. What are you going to take? When are you going to extract?
I think that's a good idea, way of balancing it. What about possible to obtain items from our partners, which I guess is trading? And there is trading in the game, but I wonder if she's asking if we can trade our contaminated items, or if she's talking about just regular weapons.
Well, you could go either obtain, I could definitely obtain something from you if I leave the group and shoot you and take it. That's one way.
That's true.
That's one way.
That's a good point.
So, that's a good question, though, the way that you brought it up, because I really don't think I've heard too much on, like, within your group trading. I guess that's part of it, but we've always talked about, like, trading being in the base of operations, right? So if we're all in the squad, can I say, hey, throw me a clip, Doom, or a magazine? Sorry, throw me a magazine.
Hey, you got it right.
I learned something listening to Rogue Agent Radio. Throw me a magazine. Is there that functionality between us? So that might be a couple ways to answer that.
What do you think, Doom? Would you think that you could trade a contaminated item, or would it just be your regular guns?
I don't know. See, that was going to be my question. Is in the videos, when you see the guy go up and open and actually get I think it's the M60 that they pull out that they're going to go extract. Mm-hmm. Does it matter who grabs it, Or is it just whoever goes up and grabs it? Oh, I guess I'm getting this and I'm extracting it.
It matters.
Mean, it does matter. So
yeah, because you get it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
I think it's
yeah. I don't know. I mean, it would make sense to me if you can just pass that bag back and forth.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that if it's contaminated, which all the loot you find in the dark zone is contaminated, it doesn't give you all the details. Is that correct? So if you pick up, you find that you're not going to see what level it is, or what if there's perks or all the special things that you want to see when you get it back to your base of operations and open it like you're a kid on Christmas morning to see what you got exactly. Mm-hmm. So that was my understanding, is that you wouldn't know the full story of what you're picking up. You just see. I don't know if you know the rarity or whatnot, but
yeah, you can see the rarity.
Okay, so and just to back up a second, I mean, you played this, right? So if anybody hasn't seen the dark zone, there's the most information about any topic really that's easily accessible is the dark zone. So it was what was highlighted at E3. So go out there and watch some of the trailers, and
it's basically what we know the most about right now.
Yeah, watch some of the stuff from E3, and it'll blow you away.
Yeah. It's going to be really, really cool. Few things to highlight here. Let's see. Players who have collected loot within Dark Zone will have a yellow pack on their back, like what we talked about. So you can see if someone else has a contaminated loot, and if you want to steal it from them. Any gear or weapons you bring into the Dark Zone, you will not lose. I want to repeat this. You will not lose the gear you already have coming into the dark zone.
Right.
Because people come in, they're like, I don't want to go into the dark zone. If someone kills me and takes all my stuff, I was like, this is not DayZ where you die and then people take everything. It's just whatever you have collected from a chest, or dropped off of an AI enemy, or a guy that you murdered by shooting him in the back, like the dick that you are, and you took his loot. If you get shot while you have anything that you have taken within the dark zone, you will drop. But you do have a respawn timer, and I don't know how they're going to tweak it exactly, but when we played it, you would respawn, and you could go back and try to kill the guy who killed you. So it could be like this constantly,
we can talk about that a little more when we talk about going rogue, because that respawn timer kind of plays pretty well into that and your status and stuff.
Sounds like a plan. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and talk about going rogue. You can lead us into that there, Dave. What does being rogue mean? Hit us. And we'll just wait for Dave to come back.
Oh, you didn't have to wait. Thanks, guys.
There he is.
Hey.
So, what is going rogue all about, Dave?
So when you go rogue, so anytime you fire upon another division squad, so say the three of us are in a squad and you see another squad and you're looking at each other, can't decide.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot.
Well, yeah,
every time.
So it's kind of cool how they did the demo at E3. I don't know if you call it a demo or you call it, where they're highlighting it. And they're just all looking at each other and they're talking like within the squad. Well, what do we do? I don't know. I kind of just want to shoot that guy and see what kind of loot he's got. So that's like the real conversations.
I'm gonna have that conversation
that are going to be happening within
time.
your squad. So what the thing is like if you and I, Boom and I, think no, let's partner up with them and get this other squad that's going rogue. And Doom just says to hell with that and starts firing. Well, guess what? We're all rogue. So once you go rogue, like you mentioned, it's a risk reward system. So the risk is that you could get some really good loot from somebody else. So the thing is, I think it's going to make this, in the demo they were saying, well, why won't you just shoot all the time, right? So why wouldn't you just continually encounter other squads and just kill them and go rogue all the time and take their stuff? Well, the risk part is to say, maybe in this scenario that I was just talking about, Boom and I have these legendary sniper rifles that we have and we've been looking for forever. We just picked up. So we're like, well, I don't want to fire upon them because then if I do, they have a chance to kill me and take my loot. I want to extract it. I've been waiting for this sniper rifle for 3 months. Mm-hmm. And here's Doom. I didn't get shit. I'm going to take him out.
that does sound like me.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't get anything.
That would be hilarious.
I'm going to take him out.
Screw you guys. I didn't get anything. I'm shooting him.
Yeah. It's going to be like in Destiny. It's going to be the guy that complains that every legendary engram that drops is a class item. He's going to be like, I got another class item. I need a sniper rifle. I'm going to take it to it. So unlike the beta that you play tested, the question was like, well, why is everybody just shooting each other? Well, there wasn't really a risk then, in my eyes.
Right.
Your risk is you're going to lose what you have. So anyway, so when you do fire palm, you go rogue. So what does go rogue mean? So here's what happens when you go rogue. When you go rogue, three things will keep changing. Every person you kill, modifiers will keep happening. So the first one is that when you kill the first person, your respawn timer will increase. And I think Marco Styles says the first one's like 60 seconds. Okay, so say there's five stages of rogue and 5 ranks. And if you look at the Rogue Agent Radio logo, you'll see 5 dashes around the skull. Pretty clever.
It's almost like we found that logo in the game.
Or we got the idea. So call each one of those ranks. So every time you kill someone, your rogue rank goes up. So, and when you're a rogue,
imagine you're in like Grand Theft Auto and you get wanted, and it's all the stars.
Yes, there you go. So
it's pretty comparable.
Your rogue rank 1, you kill someone else, you go to 2. Once you go to 2, a respawn timer will get longer. So say it's 60 seconds for kill 1. Now, next time you kill someone else, if you die after that, your respawn would be set to 120. So that kind of helps alleviate the possibility that, well, and when you kill someone that is rogue, that doesn't make you rogue. You're putting out an enemy. They're an enemy to you. Is it the
respawn timer, or is it the timer that
so when you
runs out until you aren't rogue anymore?
Yeah, I think that's your bounty timer because
both.
You get the. Oh, is it both? Oh,
yes.
Interesting.
Yes,
I haven't heard the one about it being your respawn timer.
Yeah, that was something I picked up from Marco Style. Well, that was.
I'm not gonna go rogue ever, man. I don't want to sit there and look at a 120-second timer.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, but you got to think that one thing to think about is that when you do an extraction, it takes 90 seconds. You fire that flare, you have to wait 90 seconds for that helicopter to get there. So.
Right.
That's
longest
part of it,
90 seconds of your life.
Right.
That must have changed because it wasn't like that in the demo. When I played it, and I died as a rogue agent, it was like a 10, 15, probably 15-second timer.
Yeah.
When I did it. So maybe they're going to change that for the full game. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't want to quote the exact measurements, but I know it does. The respawn does. I know it gets up to 300 seconds at rank 5 for 5 minutes. So oh wait, that's for the cooldown. That's
the rogue status. Yeah.
But it does increase your respawn.
Yeah. Oh, and also I think I was reading some things about some guy was talking to Hamish about it, and they were talking about there's more risk versus rewards that they haven't talked about. So I don't know how that's going to play into it exactly either.
I thought I heard, and this is just completely, I thought I heard from a guy that you might gain some sort of reputation,
yes,
or something in the game,
and it's not clear on how. From my understanding, is that there's like PVE, EXP like experience, but there's also Dark Zone experience. So, but it wasn't real clear on how that ranks, like what it affects and how it ranks up anything.
Okay.
So what Boom was talking about earlier was the Dark Zone currency.
Phone.
So the Dark Zone currency.
That's my wake up alarm. It's very.
When you go rogue, you'll have a bounty placed on your head, and that
helpful hint.
will show
Don't
above
ever
anybody's
set your
head. And
favorite
they'll have the
song
currency,
as your wake up
the
alarm,
dollar amount. Call it.
You will hate it.
And,
pretty simple.
Yep. And when you when that's above their head, it keeps going up and up and up and up and up every time you make a kill. So then someone from the outside's looking at you and sees that bounty going up, and that's a Dark Zone currency. So once you kill, whoever kills that person gets the bounty of Dark Zone currency, and then you can use that to spend within the Dark Zone of the Dark Zone vendors. And then if you are the one with the bounty that went rogue, and you survive your rogue timer, so say you've killed 2 people, you're 120 seconds away from, you don't kill anybody for 120 seconds, whatever the timer says, then you get that bounty.
Dude, I would just kill everybody in sight and then run for my life.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know.
I want the money.
And this is just me, the cynical person in me, just trying to figure out. I don't cheat, but I hate people who do or boost, because I used to play Call of Duty and people would boost in private matches. And that's why they started changing it from unranked play. So you couldn't do private matches in ranked play. So my question is that if we wanted to boost our rep or get more loot,
kill each other,
Dark Zone
over
currency,
and over.
Could I just go rogue on you guys and just kill you, five times each, and then let me go hide for 4 minutes and I get the money?
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Huh. Something to look into, Massive.
Yeah. So.
I wonder if you thought about that. Probably have.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they have. If they haven't, they are right now.
See, what else do we have to talk about? The raid. Like when you're rogue, the more rogue you are, the higher your ranks get, the more people can see you. I don't know if you talked about that, but like, say you're rank 1, you're probably only going to show up like as a little red indicator, directional kind of. If you're close to them, that's going to tell you that they're rogue. Like kind of like in Destiny, kind of like how their radar works. Or in Battlefront, if you played Battlefront, kind of the same way that one works. The more rogue you become, like the higher your rogue rank gets, the more wanted you are, so to speak, then the more visible you become. Say you're at rank 5. Well, now pretty much everybody can see you on their radar. Everyone is going to be alerted to your position, and everyone is going to be coming after you. At least if I saw someone that was like that, I would be like, boys, we are going to avert our course, and we're going to go take these guys out because we want that bounty. We want their gear. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. If you want to go in there, like, there's no reason not to go attack a rogue agent, basically, because you're going to get their bounty if you kill them, and you're going to get their loot. So
See, that's what I really like about this system, is that if you want to have somebody that goes in there and just wants to run around killing people, they really got to think about it. Like, it's in your benefit for the most part to try to work with people, but it is also in your benefit to go rogue. But you really, really got to mean it when you go rogue, because everything's going to be against you if you do.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, it's not only PvP, it's not only other players that you're going to be fighting against. It's going to be AI players. So if you kill a bunch of guys and you start running, well, guess what? It's not just other players in there. You might run across a whole group of cleaners or Rikers or whatever. And So there's.
I wonder, are you going to be able to have?
Sorry, Doom. I had something really cool that you would enjoy. I was going to tell you first.
Oh yeah.
So
go ahead.
I thought this was really cool. So I'm not sure. We talked a little bit about the show, but the little auto turret's pretty popular as one of the skills, right? So like maybe your tank will throw down this. It's like a little turret that just automatically fires on all the enemies, right? Well, if you set it down, and it'll fire on all the enemies and protect our squad, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if it's sitting there and you go rogue against somebody in your own squad, the second that you go rogue and it's complete, you're now an enemy. So that thing will just turn around and start firing on whoever.
That's awesome.
who just tried to do that. So I thought that was pretty cool
That's great.
That.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
We're gonna have some fun times in this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just messing with each other. And pissing each other off. It'd be funny, like, we record a podcast. Don't talk to me. I can't believe what you did to me last night.
That is something. Like, there almost has to be an agreement before you go in. It's like, look, anything that happens in the dark zone stays in the dark zone.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Imagine matchmaking. They'll probably be one of our new mottos eventually. Yeah. Yeah, you guys should watch. Never mind. I won't get into Big Bang Theory. I watch it, but there's something like that in Big Bang Theory. They're playing an MMO online as a group, and one of them just abandons the rest of the team to get this sword that they've all been trying to get together as a group for the last 3 days, and then goes and sells it on eBay. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're gonna have moments like that probably. So the last thing that we need to talk about is the extraction. We have all this sweet loot. We got our sniper rifles. Doom got his class item because he attacked someone. He got a new pair of boots.
He got another Titan skirt.
Yeah, another Titan skirt.
Titan butt cape.
But okay, sorry.
Butt cape. That's much better. So, if I want to, can I just walk out the front door, or can I just jump back over the wall? What do I have to do to get this loot out?
Well,
what?
Actually, you can't do that.
What?
No, I know. It sounds
what
pretty
is this
amazing.
Bullcrap?
You're probably asking yourself, why can't I just jump it over the wall? That's a good question.
Why can't I?
Actually, all loot that you find in the dark zone is contaminated. So it will not allow you to just sneak in, pick up something that's contaminated, and run it out. Then you get a piece of contaminated gear on you, running back to the whole base of operations, and nobody wants that.
Spreading that sickness over the place.
Yes, not doing anybody a favor.
There's a reason why they left it there.
Yes, exactly.
There's a reason they left.
Yes. So, and you can't equip it either. Something that I don't think we mentioned, but you will not be able to equip it if it's contaminated either. So you can't pick up your sweet new sniper rifle and equip it and start going to town with it. So it's contaminated. So
it's wrapped up in this little yellow bag, and you're just sitting there petting it.
Yep.
Like, oh, just hang on, little sniper rifle. Not much longer.
Soon.
So in order to, you have to extract your loot, and this is one of the most interesting concepts. So this, by default, so what you have to do is, so say, let's get rid of all the variables, the people that want to kill you for your loot, and enemy factions, and your squad mates that hate you, and everything. If you're in there by yourself, you pick up some loot, you put it in your yellow pack, and you need to go to a certain area marked on the map, and there'll be in the dark zone, there's going to be multiple of these extraction zones marked on your map. You need to go to an extraction zone, which is a clear area for a helicopter to come, and within that area you need to fire a flare gun into the air. Once you fire that flare gun into the air, a 90-second timer will start, and that's 90 seconds will be the time that it takes the helicopter to get to your location. And
trust me, when you shoot that flare, you're screaming, "Here I am, guys! I've got some loot." I mean, to everybody.
Yes.
You see it from a long ways away.
Yeah. So that's when it's hold the fort, and that's when you need your friends. Yeah. So when you fire that up, it signals the helicopter to come in. So for the 90 seconds, you're just standing your ground. The helicopter then drops down a rope cord cable, and you affix your pack to that, and it gets extracted out. That's the only way to get the loot that you get in the dark zone out of the dark zone.
Yep. Goes back to your base of operations. You go home. It's cleaned up. You get to use it.
Smells fresh and clean, and you're ready to go.
Fresh and clean, freshly oiled, ready to rock and roll. The thing about the when you shoot the flare, it's going to attract one of two people. One person is going to be the friendly guy who comes up, "Oh, hey, these guys are extracting. I'm going to go and extract as well, too." Now, you can be a dick and shoot them and take their loot and extract it as well, or you can just be like, "All right, cool. This guy's here. We're all going to extract. Go on our merry ways. We might even team up. Who knows?" Or you're going to have the turd buckets come up and be like, "Hey, these guys are extracting. Let's kill them all and take all their stuff." So that's the thing. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. In the demo you played at E3, it was basically like, yeah, they're going to start shooting at us because they're not just going to come in here and be like, "Hey, guys, how's it going?" You know, they came there to play the game and shoot people. They didn't come there to work together. But when the full game launches, the dynamics and the interactions you're going to have with people, they're going to be different every time, I bet.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make it so unique in my mind.
And I think there's a lot of situations, everyone keeps asking the question, well, why there have to be specific areas? Why can't I just go shoot a flare wherever in a little dark corner somewhere where I can cower and try to hide and shoot it so no one sees it and make them come there? Well, they wanted these areas to be like little watering holes, to create interaction, whether it's good or bad, depending on...
Force people together, basically.
Yes. So that's the reason why it's done that way. But what I'm interested... So I think we went... A couple questions that I have, Doom, and I'm trying to think of the tactical ways around this. So, Doom, maybe you got a couple ideas here while your head's spinning and thinking, but I'm trying to figure out a way that I can make a distraction or divert anything I can do to increase my chances of actually getting it out without having to mow down a bunch of people. So the first thing that comes to mind is, if we're in the same squad, can you fire a flare and then I fire another flare at a different extraction zone? No, you only played on one extraction zone. You can't think about that. You see where I'm going, though?
Yeah.
So could all three of us fire a flare at the same time, or is it just one person from the team?
I think I asked a question about this actually. When you're in a group, one person fires the flare, and that one person has to stay within a pre-designated circle, basically, and they can't leave, or else the extraction will be canceled. So I guess the other guys could go technically to another extraction zone and extract from there, or they can move out and then cover. Because my suggestion was like, say it's us three. Say I extract, I fire the flare. You two guys could go up into the buildings next to us with sniper rifles and cover me. And then when the helicopter gets there, we all go in and extract all of our gear at the same time. So there is no restrictions that I know of for the players who did not fire the flare. If that answers your question, I'm not sure.
It creates more, but that's the good thing. No.
Yeah.
But in a separate. So you just mentioned, do you each have to, so if you fire the flare, the helicopter comes, does everybody individually have to put their loot on the cable line then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think only one person has to fire the flare. I think like other players can extract from that helicopter as well. Like that helicopter stays there, I think. Yeah. Okay. That I know of. Like it never disappeared when I played it. So yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a lot of time in the dark side. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Anyways, moving on. Doom, it's your time to shine with our gun review. What do you have for us this week, Doom? Let's hear it.
Well, this week we're going to be talking about the in-game. It's called the Vector 45 ACP. The real version of this gun is the KRISS Vector submachine gun. It's made by the KRISS company. Now,
it's made by KRISS Vector.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All the info that I have on this, I pulled from the KRISS website. So that's kriss-usa.com. That's KRISS. So,
what is the KRISS exactly? Just like give us a brief overview of this weapon, so when we talk about it, they can kind of picture this in their head.
Well, it's a submachine gun that has a different type of bolt system. It has a patented recoil mitigating. It's called the KRISS Super V system, and it represents the first advancement in firearm operating systems in over a century. So, yeah, what it does is it was designed to reduce muzzle climb by as much as 95% and felt recoil by as much as 60% when compared to traditional operating systems. The KRISS Super V redirects the recoil energy downward away from the shooter. So, yeah, so it...
I think I saw that in a Future Weapons episode one time when he was shooting at it.
Yes.
Or shooting the gun.
Yep.
The recoil, they showed like the inner mechanisms of it, and normally guns, their recoil, they just go straight back.
Yep.
But this one, it like you were saying, it went down. It curled down like into the guy's like gut, basically. Like that's where it was
Yeah,
it was really cool when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's different.
Yeah, when the bolt comes back, it angles down a recess behind the magazine well. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy the way that it works. So it pretty much gets rid of muzzle climb, and this thing shoots 45 rounds. So that is a gigantic round.
Yeah, it's a significant bullet.
Yeah.
I've shot some 45s. They got some kick.
Yeah, and there's almost no kick to it. It's crazy, and it's completely ergonomically designed so that it's nuts. So the information that I found on the website was about the KRISS Vector Gen 2. So that's the next evolution of the Vector platform. So the KRISS Vector comes in 45 and 9mm calibers. The 9mm is actually coming out this month in October 2015. So you can change it over. You could change calibers without any tools. You just pop out 3 assembly pins, drop off the 45 lower frame, put on the 9mm lower frame, pop back in the assembly pins, and you've changed calibers.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's.
I think it's funny how Dave is really quiet during this part. Whenever we talk about guns, Dave's like,
"Oh no, I have some questions for Dave after I get done."
I'm learning.
So, but yeah, all of that changeover can be done without any tools. Just pop out the pins, put on the new lower, and you're ready to go. So the KRISS Vector Gen 2 is more ergonomic with a redesigned trigger, a short throw ambidextrous safety lever, and a more comfortable pistol grip. So this thing is just designed to be super comfortable and just...
it's the Cadillac of submachine guns.
Pretty much, yeah. The KRISS Vector SMG is pretty much the ultimate submachine gun for law enforcement and military. It has select fire capability, so it can fire in semi-auto, a 2-round burst, or fully automatic with 1,600 rounds per minute with little to no muzzle climb. So, and
sweet.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. So
I want one.
So the standard package, whenever you get one, includes an adjustable folding stop, top and bottom Picatinny rails, ambidextrous fire select controls, flip up mag pull backup sights, and a Mag X25 extended Glock 21 magazine or 33rd Glock 17 magazine. So this thing takes just your
Glock magazine.
It takes your standard Glock pistol mags.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Smith & Wesson was it the CX4 Storm carbine rifle does the same thing. I'm sure I'll talk about that one eventually, but it just takes regular pistol mags. It's nuts. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And it also it's also available with either a 5.5 or 6.5 threaded or non-threaded barrel if you want to put on any kind of compensator, silencer, suppressor, blah, 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 any of that stuff.
Right.
So I was watching Marco Style just put out this amazing weapons video.
It is awesome.
Just a few days ago. It is.
I still haven't watched it. I feel bad.
It's really good. I mean, he does some great videos. Like there's a few guys, him, Robbie at Open World Games. They do some great Division videos.
Boomslangg.
And also
yeah. Whenever I do them.
Yeah. But on this video, he talks about the KRISS Vector specifically, and he talks about how, okay, well, they changed their stock type. You can put different types of stock on it. You can put an M4 style stock on it. You can do all this different stuff. But he does talk about how the color changes. So it started off black, and then it went to brown, and then it went back to black, and then back to brown. So what that is you can get a different type of coating or a finish on it. So it's called, and I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but it's called a Cerakote ceramic finish. So it's available with this, and it's a unique ceramic coating specifically formulated to enhance resistance to abrasion and corrosion, and it increases impact strength and hardness.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if you see the brown or kind of greenish colored ones, it probably has that ceramic coating on it.
Weird.
So
I wonder if you can put that on you put that in the game.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if that was some sort of mod or something, especially with the detail that Red Storm's going into. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Did you guys ever play Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter? I think was
no, that was kind of no, I didn't. That was
or Future Soldier. Sorry. It
no.
had the I didn't actually play it myself, but I watched videos for it, and they have this thing called the Gunsmith, I think is what it's called.
Oh yes, I've heard of that.
Where you could the gun, you could blow the gun up.
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah, do an exploded view of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Change basically everything in that gun.
Yep.
Barrels, stocks, sights, trigger mechanisms, pistol grips, everything. It was insane. If they go into that level of detail in this, I will never do anything ever again except just sit there and mod my guns.
Yeah, that would be. I would really, I would enjoy it if they did that, but I'd also probably hate it too because I would spend all my time there and not playing the game. Dave, you said you mentioned to me that you had used this gun in some other games. Is that correct?
Yeah, I tried to. I'll say that. No, it was kind of like the runner up. So I played a lot of Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and that gun's always a part of those games. I think it was probably in every single one, but it's like that for a lot of those types of games. I know that. I'm trying to think how far it went back, but at one time, I know in one game I could use those akimbo, dual wield them, running at somebody. But that was probably, I don't think that was Black Ops. But what I was going to say is the only reason why I didn't use it more, because the rate of fire is like insane on it, right?
Yeah.
Is that pretty high rate of fire? I can't remember that one specific.
1,600.
Is that what it was? 1,600.
Yes,
pretty high.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, and that's kind of tricky. I don't want to say tricky, but like when you're playing a game, that's either. The nice thing is that gun in a game had high rate of fire, but it also did like medium damage. Would that be fair to say?
I wouldn't imagine that would be accurate because this is shooting 45 rounds.
Okay.
And those things have some, I would imagine, some pretty significant stopping power. So that might have been the 9mm version of it's not even coming out until this month. So, maybe just because
at a range it wouldn't be as effective as an assault rifle or something.
That's true, because it is a 45 is a big, fat, slow-moving bullet. So that would make sense.
Yeah.
Up close, though, would be like devastating.
Right, and that's why I think I didn't take it too much, because it is really more of a close quarters type of thing, right? Maybe 20 feet max. So, but there was only a couple of maps that I would equip it on, because you could easily put 10 to 15 rounds in somebody with a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
But like in the last, I think it's Black Ops 2, the only thing that kept me from that, it was the PDW. Do you know much about that? It's like the PDW dash, I want to say like 57 or something like that. But it was like the OP submachine gun that everybody went to. But the Vector, I know from being in like almost every first-person shooter that I've ever played. So
yeah, it's been one of those go-to kind of futuristic-looking guns that a lot of how a lot of games there for a few years had the XM8. Like every game had that. So it's kind of, they threw it in every game. So just because it looks crazy and is pretty futuristic. So yeah.
It kind of looks like a triangle, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird shaped, but that's because they drop the barrel down to put it directly in front of the shoulder and your firing hand, but then it's there has to be the recess behind the mag well for the bolt to go down. It's shaped really weird, but it's all designed to eliminate any recoil. So it's really strange looking.
So
I think it's cool.
what kind of loadout would you suggest somebody playing the Division use it in? Is it DPS close quarters, or is it situational?
Man, that's a tough one. I mean, you could really stick it on any class and it would probably be useful. I would probably put it either on the DPS or the tank, though, just as a backup guy. I mean, really on the tank,
like a secondary kind of.
Yeah, a secondary kind of backup.
Like if you weren't a shotgun person, take this.
Right.
Type of thing.
I mean, for the tank, like I said before, I'd honestly put the shotgun and the 249 saw. So I'd probably put it on the DPS. I mean, it'd be good for your healer too, because I mean that's if you get up close to somebody, that's a lot of damage output at a really close range. So it's pretty versatile, I would say. Especially if you can modify it, you can get some.
It's
some
a good
barrel
weapon to use when you turn on your squad mates.
So you could
to take
probably
their loot
get
in
it
the
to
dark
reach
zone.
out a little bit farther, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds like it'd be a pretty good gun.
Yeah.
With that, we're running a little short on time, so just gonna go ahead and close this out really quick. I want to thank everybody for listening, and also, before we sign off, everyone, I just want everyone to know we didn't have enough time to go over a whole lot of questions this time because of time constraints and things, but we will have a special episode where we go over a bunch of questions, and want to continue to encourage you to send us your questions send us your questions in at rogueagentradio@gmail.com, or send us a voicemail to speakpipe.com/rogueagentradio. If you want to keep up with the Rogue Agent Radio crew in between episodes, check us out on Twitter. Dave is at DeepFriedDave. Doom is at BlessedDoom with an underscore. And yours truly is at Boomslangg with 2 G's and an underscore at the end. That's going to do it for this transmission, everyone. And remember, what stays in... I can't even do it right, guys. What happens in the dark zone stays in the dark zone. Until next time, maintain radio silence and watch your corners, agents.
Rogue protocol initiated.